I'm feeling a light and airy feeling, a weightless feeling, but also on the other side of it, I'm also feeling the heaviness. And I feel like you have been going back and forth between heavy and light, weightless, for the last couple of weeks. I feel like there are some days where you feel like super weighed down, like the whole world is on your shoulders, and then other days you feel like extremely light, like you're almost floating, basically. And I feel like this is because you're stepping into this new version of who you've always been meant to be, but simultaneously, like every single version of yourself that you've ever been, like including like your inner child, are all coming up at once. And I know that sounds weird, but like if you resonate with this, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. Every single version that you've ever been is almost like it's all happening at once within you. And that's because to become this new version, you have to re-experience every single other version that you've ever been. And that is a painful process sometimes, so that's why I feel like it can feel heavy. But like, and I know this sounds really weird, but like I'm getting like you're almost like shape-shifting, so you're like going from like this version to this version to this version, so it can be super exhausting. Also, don't mind me, my voice is gonna sound different. Where I'm at, there's a tremendous amount of smoke in the air. It's one of the worst air qualities in the world right now where I currently live, so it's affecting my whole air system and breathing. It's been really, really bad, especially this last week. So if you're experiencing extreme smoke in the area where you live, definitely take it easy. Make sure you have an air purifier, because these fires are really, really bad right now, and I pray that they continue to get better and we don't experience this much, because it's been really bad, and I feel extremely sad for the people that like really have to deal with it, or it's affecting their neighborhood. So anyways, just take a moment to pray for the fires around the world right now. So I think that this is probably one of the worst years we've ever had. Back to the message though. Yeah, I feel like you're experiencing every single version of yourself simultaneously at once, but also there's different times where you're each individual version. So like, for example, like if there is a version of you that struggled with anger, you could experience like little bits of anger coming up. Or if there's a version of you that experienced like a tremendous amount of depression, you could feel like there's that coming up sometimes. And you may be feeling like, here's the thing though, like you know that it's not who you are, right? It could have been like who you were in the past, but you know that like you're not identifying with these versions. You can, I guess, describe them as like past versions of yourself, or like past emotions that you've like overcome. So you're not like identifying with them, and you're not like claiming them at, like you could have like compassion for them, but like you're not like identifying with them or claiming them as truth, if that makes sense. Like you know and you understand like what they are and kind of like what they're doing, because they're teaching you so much right now, because you have to go through experiencing these, because you haven't experienced them in so long. Like for example, like if you're experiencing like there's a difference between like a healthy dose of like your inner child and like letting your inner child like run free, but then there's also like the other side of it where it's like an unhealthy or like unhealed version of your inner child. And I feel like that side of it could be what's coming out right now, and it's only because it's like, okay, I'm trying to explain like how I'm seeing this right now, because it's almost like each version needs a part in the play, in the story, because you're being shaped and formed into the version that you're becoming. And it's almost like, and this isn't always the reason why this is happening, right? But there could be, I feel like for some people, there could be like temptation, and the enemy could be trying to like sway you and tempt you with these past versions, this anger, this grief, this depression, this sadness, whatever it is. Or it could be multiple things, right? It could be trying to tempt you, but like I feel like that's why you are like being built so strong right now, because you know you're not identifying with them, you're not claiming it to be true, you're observing it, you're not pushing it away, right? Because healing takes time, and we understand now that like to be able to fully heal, we have to sometimes re-experience things. And so that could be one side of what's going on. And then you also have the other side where all of these different versions are happening simultaneously, and you're almost like shape-shifting because you're becoming this new person. So however you want to look at it is how you want to look at it, right? But I feel like the reason why these are coming up, because I feel like in the past you could have judged these versions of yourself, but you didn't realize that you were, right? Because you've done so much healing work on yourself, you didn't realize that you were actually not necessarily judging, but like not accepting these parts of yourself, right? Some of these might not be parts of yourself. They might be things that you thought were parts of yourself, but the parts that are of you and things that you have been through and healed from, like your inner child, that's a part of you. That is always going to be a part of you, right? This depression, you don't have to identify with that. That doesn't necessarily have to be a part of you. But these things that were a part of you, you may have rejected, and you may have thought that you didn't reject them. But the reason why they're simultaneously coming up and you are shifting between every single version is to touch on each version and to be like, okay, how much did I deny this? How much did I not accept going through what I went through in this particular time, in this particular phase of my life? Sorry, guys. How much did I reject these innocent parts of myself that just wanted to be loved, right? These parts that just wanted to be seen. And like I feel like that is why they are coming up, because they want to be seen, okay? And they want to be seen by you. They want to be recognized and seen by you. And sometimes all that takes, sometimes we're torturing ourselves more if we continue to sit there and wallow, right? But sometimes all it takes is just to be like, hey, hey, 14-year-old version of me, I see you, I love you, and God loves you, and God wants you to know that, like, even back then, He was protecting you. Even back then, there were things that you didn't understand, but I want you to know now that I've got you. Like, be the parent that you never had, or be the parent that you want to be, or that you are currently to your own children, or that you will be, right? Sometimes that's all that those things need, is validation, right? And I feel like validation is funny in that way, right? Because I feel like you've kind of overcome validation in other people. Like, you don't need validation anymore. Like, you don't need likes or applaud or clout or praise in anything that you do. You're doing what you're doing because it's what God has called you to do. It's what you feel drawn and meant to do on this earth, even though you don't fully know exactly what that is yet. You don't need validation to other people, okay? But like, maybe the reason why these versions of ourselves are coming up is because they need validation from you, from the parent, from the adult, the mature version that you're becoming. They need validation, and not a validation and you're right, like you were okay to feel the way you did. And actually, that's good validation too. Like, sometimes we need to just validate ourselves. We don't need other people to validate, like, yeah, what you went through sucked. Like, you went through a lot, right? We don't need that anymore. We know deep inside, and we just need that validation from ourselves. And maybe that's something that you needed to hear today. Maybe that's exactly what was missing. Maybe that was the puzzle piece that threw you off over the last couple of weeks. But you knew deep down, like, going into August is going to be the best month of your life. I hope you know that. Because you have chosen this path. Because you have chosen what God has told you to do this entire year. I hope you know going into August is going to change your life. And the severity of that is going to be different for every single person. But how you start out August is not going to be how you end it. Like, I have this strong feeling that August is going to completely shift and change your entire trajectory of your life. There's going to be things that are going to come up, opportunities, and it is up to you to discern those opportunities. And it's just, I feel so much energy with August. August, September, and October are going to be very significant months this year. The second half of this year, just in general, but August is the kickoff of that. So prepare yourself, because big things are happening in your life, and huge breakthroughs are coming. So just be patient. And if you think that you should be further along, God's timing is perfect. So just know that. Just know you're literally exactly where you're supposed to be. And the more patient you are, the more surprised you're going to be when it actually does happen, because God's blessings and glory is bigger than we could ever imagine. So take your time, because it's going to be worth it. Like, I promise you, it's going to be worth it. Wow, you guys. Once again, I had really no idea where this was going, and I think that is the most beautiful thing about sitting here and talking with you guys, because I just genuinely, I love you so much. Like, I hope you know that. Like, every time I tap into your energy, you on the other side of this screen, I just feel so much love. So much love. You're such an incredible person. Like, I could cry, because I just really want you to know how amazing you are. And I feel like sometimes you forget that. I feel like sometimes you do. I feel like sometimes, you do forget that. Every single one of us is so special in our own ways, and that doesn't make you better than anybody else, right? But you in particular, like, you really have a strong mission on this earth, and I just want you to know that you're going to accomplish it. Like, you have chosen this path. You're going to accomplish it, because I know that you continue to choose time and time and time again this path. My goodness. Every single time you fall down, you come back better. And God is literally shaping you and preparing you. You are becoming such a warrior in the spirit realm. You're going to be able to accomplish so much. And I know you don't need that validation like we talked about earlier, but just keep going. Keep going, you got this. I love you.